winning is crazy. Your opportunity.
So then I told my CEO, I said, I'm going to bring sexy back to manufacturing. And it's actually something that stuck. It's come out in different articles. They joke around in the company when I'm doing anything creative that, I better be bringing sexy back. And I think since what we've done is elevate the brand look and feel, I want to take a guerrilla approach and really do something, outrageous that stands out so that by the time you get this package in your desk, you know that World Emblem was here. Colorful packages, unboxing really became part of the brand. So much so that it became a talking piece. And even if you were not interested in the product, you were calling World Emblem to say, I really like your packaging. The customers were calling them and saying, I just got this really big box from you. This is really cool. So it was a different approach to the way we were doing business. And I have to say, it was very well received by the never-ending war between marketing and sales, which we don't always understand each other. So our CEO created a commercialization team, and it's the head of marketing and the head of sales are one person, even though we're two people, but he really treats us as one. Indirectly, what started as a branding strategy has turned into a lead gen strategy, because what's happening is that our followers and the likes and the evolution of LinkedIn, right, or of social media, is people are learning about our company through the perspective of the CEO, of the leadership team.
Hello and welcome to the WeMarketers Podcast. I'm Andrew, and today I'm joined by Carolina Rodriguez, VP of Marketing at World Emblem, the world's largest patch and emblem manufacturer. Carolina has over 15 years of experience running high-impact marketing campaigns for global and national brands, managing multi-million-dollar budgets and leading diverse teams across US, Latin America, and beyond. In this episode, we'll dive into what it really takes to modernize a legacy brand. Carolina, happy to have you today. Could you tell our listeners more about what you do and more about your current role at World Emblem?
Sure. Thank you for having me, Andrew. So I started my career at a college, started working in an agency as an account executive. And I had the opportunity to also be a media buyer, which gave me the opportunity to really learn traditional media. And it gave me the foundation of advertising. Then moved into the digital space. I believe I was an early adopter when Google Ads and first media buys were happening. And as I continued my journey, then I went to the client side, worked with retail and e-commerce, and then I spent prior to coming to World Emblem, 10 years in the luxury space. And working in luxury really gave me an opportunity to learn about customer experience and hyper-focus customer customization journeys. And then World Emblem recruited me about 5 years ago. And now I am, leading multi-brands and markets, leveraging strategies for storytelling and data. I think my experience across agency, clients, and different industries has really helped me bring it full circle to World Emblem, where I'm having the opportunity to really utilize all skills.
World Emblem is a 30 years old business. It's a big manufacturer. And what's the story? When you joined it, they had kind of legacy, old-fashioned brand, and then you started modernizing it. Could you tell more about this?
Sure, of course. So World Emblem's been around for 30 years. And to be honest, and I've said this to my CEO, manufacturing, when I first thought about it, it's not something that's beautiful. It's not, it's not attractive. The more time that I spent in the floor, in the production floor, I got to see the beauty and the art of it all, the threads, the colors, the precision of a needle, to get this perfect image, the final touch. So then I told my CEO, I said, I'm going to bring sexy back to manufacturing. And it's actually something that stuck. It's come out in different articles. They joke around in the company when I'm doing anything creative that, I better be bringing sexy back. And I think since what we've done is elevate the brand look and feel, really upgraded the creative quality, and try to stay relevant with, the trends that are happening. One big campaign, and it's become a theme in the company, is really telling the behind the scenes. We call this campaign the art of manufacturing, and it's taking our customers or our viewers, our followers behind the scenes and really showing how much work it takes and how much precision it takes to actually get an emblem out.
And when you started working on rebranding, uh, what's the process? What it looks like?
So I think the first thing I did was like really do like a deep dive into the brand and what we were doing. Most of our creative was really outdated. So the first thing was really elevating our creative, our photography. Our product is very details focused, so these threads are, microscopic, right? So how do we get the right lens, the right team to be able to capture that level of detail? The next thing I think was for products. So we have we have an R&D department. We're developing new products. The way that we were sending packages to our customers was traditional mail. And I said, I want to take a guerrilla approach and really do something, outrageous that stands out so that by the time you get this package in your desk, that World Emblem was here. Colorful packages, unboxing really became part of the brand. So much so that it became a talking piece. And even if you were not interested in the product, you were calling World Emblem to say, I really like your packaging. I really like how you told the story. The nostalgia behind, the chenille. So it became a talking piece between sales and marketing. It became a talking piece between sales and clients. And even today, actually, we have clients who come to us, and we're a manufacturer. We're not a creative agency, but they come to us and say, hey, can I have Carolina? Can I have your creative team create a concept for us similar to what you guys are doing, so that they can market our products or even their own products with some of the strategies that we put together.
And when I'm just curious, so you mentioned that you got pretty quickly buy-in from CEO, but when it all started, was there any resistance, maybe from other team members, like, oh no, we don't do things in this way, we want to do it in more traditional way?
I would say no. From the beginning, I think, and it's one thing that I love about Randy, our CEO, is like he's always giving me the space to create and the autonomy to say, he's like, this is your department, as long as there's logic and KPIs. So I always have to back into whatever I'm doing. From the sales team, it was disruptive. It was a fresh approach. And it really helped them, instead of being the ones following up with the customer to say, hey, did you get this? The customers were calling them and saying, I just got this really big box from you. This is really cool. So it was a different approach to the way we were doing business. And I have to say, it was very well received by the.
That's always great when you have such a support from internal teams. And on your way, what were the biggest challenges for you?
I think learning about our customers' needs has been the biggest challenge for me, right? So I mentioned that our product has precision. There's certain backings, or certain techniques, or certain ways that you express or trade terminology. So I think at first we had these beautiful kits, but they were missing the mark of what the customer was looking for. So then that allowed me an opportunity to really work closer to the sales team and say, okay, I can have the concept, I have everything, but I really depend on you to tell me the technicalities and what is the solution we're trying to solve for the customer. And now anytime that we do any project, there is a better collaboration between the two of us, because I'm able to create the concept and sell it, but I need them to give me the right terms for them to be able to sell it to the customer.
And in terms of collaboration between your marketing team and sales team, you already mentioned how you work together. Maybe any other aspects you can share that will be useful for other marketers?
Sure. So I think when I first started, and it's the never-ending war between marketing and sales, which we don't always understand each other. So our CEO created a commercialization team, and it's the head of marketing and the head of sales are one person, even though we're two people, but he really treats us as one. I think he brings a perspective, I bring another one, and then having to work together and having almost like the same KPIs has really forced us to unify, have one voice, one delivery. It's also helped us, if the leaders are following this approach, then the teams are doing the same thing. So naturally what's happening is my team is actually reaching out to the sales department, and there's a better collaboration. They're having team meetings together to make sure that everything is in sync and aligned. So there's definitely work that we need to do, but we're definitely getting better at unifying our efforts so that we have one product for one brand.
And your internal marketing team, what it looks like, how it's structured, what resources do you use?
When I first started, we were a team of 8. We're now 18.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
Wow.
growing, and so it's a company. We have in-house, and we also have external partners. And I think external partners, we use them strategically when we need them. In-house, we have in Mexico, we have our creative team, our creative studio. So we have photographer, videographer, and then the graphic design team. And then across the US, we have email marketing, digital marketing, e-com specialist, social media. And then we also outsource to India. So in India, we also have talent that helps us with e-com.
What challenges do you see managing such a big marketing team, I would say?
So that's actually a great question. So recently, the company for the last 3-4 years has been involved in lean manufacturing. And lean manufacturing traditionally is for manufacturing, and it's something that's implemented at the production level. But we're rolling it out to all the different departments. So as we continue rolling out lean manufacturing to the teams, one thing that's come up is I cannot have more than 5 direct reports because it's not fair to them or myself to be able to properly give the attention to everyone. So what we've done is, as the team has grown, we continue adding layers. So I have 5 direct reports, and then my direct reports have sub teams that they report to. I have daily calls with my 5 direct reports, so I know at a high level what the team is doing. That's from a structural perspective. Then from a KPIs perspective, we also use lean manufacturing and some of the lean reporting tools, which allow us to report by the 5 different main functions. And then if one function is performing, then it's like, okay, keep doing what you're doing. But if one area is underperforming, then we dig deeper and do 8-step problem solving to see where the gap is, try to fix it, and then keep on looking at it. So the structure seems to be working. We don't have it perfected yet. It's still relatively new, but I think it helps everybody really stick to their lanes. And it also helps me just really have 4 pillars to focus at a high level.
It sounds like a really structured organization.
We're getting there slowly.
Yeah, that's great. With such a product like emblems, what channels do you use to promote your brand to bring it to customer?
I would say right now our best performing channel is LinkedIn. And LinkedIn for us, I think it's still a very untapped market or a platform, where the C-suites and the decision makers that we're trying to attract, spend most of their time. We've also, and this started indirectly. So we mentioned that the company's been around for 30 years. I've been in the company for 5. We gave the brand an uplift. In the process of uplifting, it was really telling the story of the brand, but from the executive point of view. So each executive has, their own pillar, their own channel to be able to tell the World Emblem story. So we started doing a lot of thought leadership. And through thought leadership, indirectly, what started as a branding strategy has turned into a lead gen strategy. Because what's happening is that our followers and the likes and the evolution of LinkedIn, right, or of social media, is people are learning about our company through the perspective of the CEO, of the leadership team, and it's no longer and obviously I'm in marketing, but like the gimmicky advertising that I'm selling you what I want you to know, right? It's raw, it's true, it's honest. So we're continued to spend on that. We continue to build on that so that if you want to ever work with us or partner with us, you're getting a really true story of how we work and who we are, what kind of people we are, and who you're getting into business with.
And let's dive deeper into this thought leadership piece. What exactly do you do?
So right now, the approach is we have 5 executives who are actively on LinkedIn telling they're really telling their story,
Yeah.
Whether it's failure, success, sometimes it's about family, sometimes it's about struggles. But we try to tie it back to our professional life, and how World Emblem has been an outlet, how World Emblem has helped us, how our CEO has given us the tools. So what it's really, and then it's also very customer based, right? So we're telling the story of how, because we were able to do this, and we're ultimately helping our customer, or we're also
Mm-hmm.
helping the department or the business. And I think people want real stories. So
Mm-hmm.
it touches deeper than a traditional banner. And don't get
Mm-hmm.
me wrong, we still do traditional banners. We still do the traditional
Yeah, of
marketing.
course.
Um, but what it does is that it creates a 360 approach, right? So you're seeing me on LinkedIn by my story, but then you hear a story of us on Bloomberg or the New York
Mm-hmm.
Times, because we have come out
Mm-hmm.
into some of these publications recently. Then now we're remarketing to you, and you get an ad, and it creates a 360 where you're like, oh, I read about Carolina's story. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's company was in the New York Times, and here's an ad that tells you fill out a lead form, right? And by then it's almost like you know us and you're comfortable enough that you say, I want to learn more about you.
Amazing. This is amazing how you managed to uh, connect such a, I would say, for me it sounds like a boring product, emblems, right? What is it? Emblems, it's just emblems. Sorry. But at the same but at the same time you created such a great connection, so with humanity. So through thought leadership, through humanity, you really make people interested in this,
Yes,
like, oh,
absolutely.
what they are doing, right? It's a top marketing approach, as for me, when marketers are able to really effectively do this.
And I'll tell you this, you say just emblems. Um, it's really funny that you say that, because I would have said the same thing when I started.
Hmm.
And even, and as I mentioned, I went from luxury. So, the product
Hmm.
I was dealing with is very different than just an emblem, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, when you think of an emblem, I think we think of, oh, the patches for the Girl Scouts, or
Hmm.
um, you don't really think of how massive they are, but emblems are everywhere, right? So, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
walk you through a journey for a second.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite? I'm sure you have a favorite, I don't know, soccer team, and you go
Okay.
out to the soccer field and you go
Hmm.
watch your favorite team, and you buy a hat. Well, that hat
Hmm.
has your logo, and guess who's the one
Yeah.
behind the hat, putting that logo there, or that brand, right? The shirt that you're wearing right now has a tag, right, that says your
Hmm.
size. That's technically a patch or an emblem. It's just attached differently.
Hmm.
Um, your water bottle, your water bottle has a
Hmm.
name. That can also be an emblem. Your
Hmm.
umbrella has a brand. That's a transfer, which is a type of a decoration, right? So
Hmm.
the more, and I think that's where the beauty, and I say the art of manufacturing is, we all have emblems and patches in everything that we own. We just don't
Yeah.
realize it. So part of what my job to do is to show companies, and business leaders, hey, we're the right partner for you to help you bring your brand to life, right? Through the hat, through the shirt, through your mug, through your pens, because all of these are all the things that we do. All the touch point is, we truly
Mm.
take your logo or your image and
Hmm.
add it to almost anything. So it's not just an emblem. And even the other day I was in the airport, and um I was on like the walk, the moving
Hmm.
walking thing, and some guys just like walking by with a hat. I'm like, we made that hat, because I actually saw that in production. And I walk through the stores now and I'm like, did we make that? Just because emblems are
Mm.
everywhere, you know?
Yeah. Now I take my words back about boring product. I will definitely now notice all the emblems around me. Yeah. Thanks.
But
Thanks.
but
Thanks.
it's sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you actually for pointing this out. So yeah, one more thing to consider.
But I, Andrew, I would have said the same thing. When I first started, I was like,
Hmm.
and I remember people like, oh, where do you work? And I was like, oh, it's an emblem manufacturer. The Nike
Mm.
swoosh, we're the ones who put it there.
Yeah.
Like we're on, like, and I've been in front of friends and say, that's an emblem, that's an emblem, that's an emblem, and I was like,
Mm.
well, we're probably the ones behind the scene making that for you.
Yeah, it's very exciting because Emblem actually is part of your client's brand, and it's also marketing. Yeah, I didn't even think from this point of view. Exciting. It's very exciting. Always learning. You in the company for 5 years, and what results do you see uh, from time when you just started with update or rebranding, and now. So what's the difference? Do you notice?
So I'll tell you this. So when I first started, I didn't know who World Emblem was, and the same thing happens to a lot of our clients.
Mm-hmm.
Over the last, and I would say probably over the last 2 years, has been a stronger focus on really elevating our brand image and our brand presence and gaining that market share. I think the biggest efforts are going into, or I see it when a sales rep comes back from a meeting with a new client for the first time or a lead, and the lead says, "Oh yeah, I've heard of you guys. Oh yeah, I saw your ad." Or so we are really starting to, in the industry, to create the noise and the voice so that by the time that sales rep is knocking on your door, you know who we are. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud to be able to say that, and every time a salesperson comes, it's like, oh, they saw your LinkedIn post or they saw
Mm-hmm.
the campaign or
Mm-hmm.
they received the box.
Mm-hmm.
Then it means that everything that we're doing is, touching and leaving a mark.
That's so good. So good that you feel proud. Yeah, and I feel this through the screen because how passionate you are about what you do.
I truly
That's
do love what I do.
being VP of marketing, it means that you constantly need to be on top of trends, things that actually happen in marketing. What's your personal recipe to stay connected with current trends, current news, and overall keep learning?
I think it's a combination of reading and
Hmm.
staying active. So I dedicate an hour a day in the morning, very early in the morning, to just listening to a podcast or something that can help me stay relevant. And then secondary, it's having the right team. Marketing is very specialized. Like the email person only does email versus
Hmm.
the creative person is a creative, right?
Hmm.
So I really treat each one of them, and they know this, and the team is like each one of them is their own startup business. And
Mm.
for you to succeed, you have to stay relevant. So I'm trusting and I'm expecting for them to stay relevant and then come back to me and educate me and say, hey, can I try? Hey, I saw this. Can I go to this seminar? Can I go do I want to, do you mind if I listen to this webinar? Um, and then whatever, and we will invest the money on our people because marketing is changing very rapidly. So we'll invest in the money and then say, hey, how can you apply it? What did you learn? Come
Mhm,
back and teach me. I
mhm,
don't think there's enough hours in the day, and the technology is changing so fast
yeah.
that it would be impossible for me to try to stay, aware of everything. And then I think lastly is really having partnerships with agencies that are going to keep you relevant, right? So we do have different agencies, and aside from the day-to-day work that they're doing, quarterly, I try to reach out to them and say, what's happening with AI? What tools are you using? What tools should we be using?
Mhm, mhm,
What else should we be doing? So I am trusting them to keep me relevant. So I think I have like three different sources of information that I'm
mhm.
constantly tapping into because it's moving so fast. It's just hard to just do it by yourself.
And in terms of agencies, what areas do you outsource to them?
So we have an internal social media person, but we also have an agency partner that helps us more with strategy.
Mhm,
We have an paid ad agency that we work with, and
mhm,
then on and off we have a B2B branding agency that we'll bring in for special projects. And we have on retainer full time PR agency that helps us continue to
mhm.
create the thought leadership and keep the World Emblem brand relevant in the news. I'll say the areas that I've struggled the most with agencies has been SEO. So SEO, I think it's still like a mystery to a lot of people.
Why? What was the challenge for you?
I just think we haven't found the secret sauce, right? But I
Mm,
also think it's because the technology keeps changing,
mhm.
algorithms keep changing. Now AI, is changing
Yeah.
SEO, right? So we'll have an internal person, then we'll outsource to an agency. We will challenge two of our agencies to audit and come back and say what are we doing right or wrong,
Mhm.
just because that's your website is your fingerprint, so you
Yeah.
need to make sure that your website is performing at its best.
Yeah. 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 In terms of future outlook, could you maybe unveil some exciting things that you're working on and going to implement in the future?
So, World Emblem, one of our core values is continuous improvement. And continuous improvement means that we always have to be, evolving. This year alone, we've spent over $2 million in AI technology with the intention to be able to make emblem design and buying as easy as possible for the customer. So it's giving you all the tools to be able to get that emblem to production ready as fast as possible. And a lot of it is, our own technology and partnerships with other AI agencies to be able to have this in-house. We've done competitive research, and the amount that we're spending and the speed that we're changing technology in-house is the fastest in compared to like our competitors. So that's really going to give us an edge. And I think going back to like what's coming in the 12 months, it's really elevating the B2B experience and then telling the story.
Carolina, what's one piece of advice could you give to marketers looking forward to update and refresh and rebranding their company?
Don't throw away the history, build on it, so there's and I think the history is the truth, the heritage, and the power, and it has trust to say like we've been around for this long, right? Obviously there's things that need to change over time, for a 30-year-old business or an old business, but it's reintroduction, it's refreshing, it's not starting from scratch, right? So I always say it's it's finding the purpose, right? So every business has a purpose, right? So bring that back to life. What was the basic of it? Don't lose it, and then just refresh it to the new audience, the younger audiences, but don't lose the essence of where it was built on.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing piece of advice not to lose the essence and to repurpose your history. Carolina, thank you for joining me today. What is the best way for our listeners to connect with you?
LinkedIn. Yeah, so I think that's where I'm most active right now.
Perfect. I will add all the links, the link to your LinkedIn in the show notes, so everyone can go there and follow you on LinkedIn to follow your amazing journey.
Awesome. Thank you. This was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure to have you today, and bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Winning is crazy. Your opportunity.